Hi everybody, welcome to today's maths lesson. So before we begin, for this activity you will need a pencil or something to write with, paper, preferably your exercise book, but just make sure you have some paper to record your answers on. So today's maths, we are learning to add decimals within one. So progressing on really from, we've been looking at percentages and converting percentages, decimals and fractions, and now we're going to primarily just focus on adding decimals. Okay, but before we do that, let's complete our starter. So there's 4 questions there. I'll quickly read through them, okay, then I want you to pause the video and have a go at answering them on your own. So number 1, you've got 0.6 or 0 and 6 tenths and 54%, so I just want you to use greater than, less than or equals to signs to compare that. Number 2, we've got 7 tenths add 12 hundredths. Top tip here is I would write it out as decimal so you can see it visually, which would make it easy to add. Number 3, we've just got a part whole model here. Can you just add the two numbers together? And then number 4, you've got 0.25 as a decimal. Can you please write it as a percentage? So pause the video please, have a go, and we'll carry on once you are finished. Pause it now. Welcome back everyone, let's see how you got on. Okay, so if we compare 0.6 to 54%, we will get, so what you might want to begin with is convert it to the same, okay, to the same unit, so you convert it to both decimals, both percentage, or in this case, both fractions. Okay, so 6 tenths equals 60 hundredths. Remember, percentage means out of 100, so if we get it to 100 first, we can then make it, it's a lot easier then for us to compare it, okay? So 60 hundredths and 54 hundredths, you can then make an easy comparison, you know, that 0 and 6 tenths as a decimal is larger or greater than 54%. Number 2, the answer is 82 hundredths. What I would have done here is I would have written out 0.7, okay, to show 7 tenths, and then 0.12 to show 12 hundredths, and then that would allow me to work out the answer by adding them together, okay? But the answer is 82 hundredths. Number 3, if you add both of these together, you'll get 110. Different ways to add. I'd imagine most of us would have partitioned the 10s and the 1s. So I would have added 60 and 40 to get 100, and 1 add 10. 1 add 9 will give us 10. Add them together gives you a total of 110. And question 4, hopefully we just know this instantly now, this one. Okay, so 0.25 equals 1/4. Okay, let's move on to today's learning. So we've got 0.2 add 0.6. And here we have a number line which increases each scale by 1/10. Okay, and we're going to use bar model to represent this. So the green bar model represents 2 tenths or 0.2. The blue model represents 0.6 or 6 tenths. So you can clearly see if we add them together using the bar model on the number line, we get 0.8 or 0 and 8 tenths. So now I'd like you to have a go, okay? So your sentence is 0.3 add 0.1 add 0.4. So using your bar model, you can visually picture this on the number line. What is the answer? Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, welcome back. Let's see how we got on. So we've got a 0.3, add a 0.1, add our 0.4 gives us 0.8 or 8 tenths as an answer. Okay, looking at part whole model here, we've got 8 tenths add 1 tenth written as decimals. So if you add them both together, we know we get 9 tenths. So now it's your turn to have a go. Okay, so this time we've got 1 tenth, 3 tenths, and 2 tenths as decimals. Add them together, please. Pause the video. Off we go. Okay, welcome back. Let's see how we did. So this time we've got 3 numbers, okay? So we need 3 circles, if you like. So we've got 0.1, 0.3, 0.2. If you add them together, essentially all you're doing is you're adding the 0. Your ones column is going to stay the same because it's just zeros. You're just adding your tenths column. Okay, so 1 add 2 tenths will give you 3 tenths. Add the other 3 tenths will give you 6 tenths. Okay, so 0.6. I'd like you now to complete the questions 1 to 2 on the worksheet. So pause the video, good luck, and press play once you finish. Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you were successful there. Do please remember to send your work in so that I can check your work and give you some feedback. Okay, let's move on. Teddy the turtle here. So Teddy's is saying 0.15 add 0.4 equals 0.19. He's got a question mark. Is he correct? Well, let's have a look. Let's break it down. Okay, we'll use our columns here to add them together. So 0.15. Oh, sorry, for some reason it came up with the 4 tenths first. So if we add the 4 tenths, okay, we've got our 4 counters here. Each one represents a tenth, so that's our 4 tenths. Then we've got 0.15 or 0 and 15 hundredths. So they've got 1/10, my 5 hundredths go into that column. Then we can add them up. So we add the hundredths column up first. Remember, we always add up the smallest valued column first. So we've got nothing here. So you could put 0 in as a placeholder, but we know that we would get 5 in the hundredths column. If we add our tenths, we would also get 5, and we've got nothing in our ones column. So the answer would be 0.55 or 0 and 55 hundredths. So Teddy is incorrect. Let's have a look at another one. So 0.37 add 0.24. Again, using our place value table. Let's have a look. So we've represented 0.37 using our counters with our 3 tens and our 7 hundredths. Now we're going to represent 0.24 using our counters. So we've got 2 tenths and our 4 hundredths. We can now add these together. So we'll add our hundredths together first. So if I was to add them all up, you notice I've grouped the 10 here, okay? Because if I add them all up here, I know that if I've got 7 add 4, it's going to give me 11. So I'm going to group the 10. Because what I'm going to do then is exchange my 10 hundredths for 1/10, which I carry just below here. Excuse me. So we've got 1 hundredth now, and I've got my tenth. So 1 hundredth add 0 hundredths gives me 1 in the hundredths column. And if I add my tenths, I've got my 5 here plus the 1 I've carried across. Okay, it gives me a total of 6. And of course, we've got nothing in the ones column. So the answer is 0.61 or 0 and 61 hundredths. Your turn now. So I'd like you to have a look at the sum. I've left it like this for you. Okay, so we've got 0.14 add 0.36 set out using counters on your place value grid. I'd like you to add them all up. Remember, if there's 10 or more, we need to exchange a hundredths for a tenth. Good luck, pause the video, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, let's see how we got on with this one. So, we begin by adding our hundredths column first. And we've grouped them because we've got 10 here. Okay, so I'm going to exchange my 10 hundredths like we did for just doing normal adding, using whole numbers. I'll carry 1 below into the next column. So that means I've now got 0 in my hundredths column because I've exchanged my 10 hundredths for 1/10 plus all my tenths that I've got there. I've got 5. So my answer is 0.50 or 0 and 5 tenths. Of course, we can cover the 0 up because it's 0, that would say 0 and 5 tenths, or 0 and 50 hundredths. They are equal. This value here, this 0 here had 0 value because there's nothing here. So you could just cover that 0 up like I have here. Okay. Let's have a look at another. So we've got 0.7 add 0.22. Again, using our place value grid and counters, we've got our 0.7 now, or 0 and 7 tenths represented, and then 0.22 represented below. I've also here I'm going to show you what's happening in number form as well as pictorially as well. So if we add our hundredths, we've got 2 on our hundredths column. And then we add our tenths, we've got 9 on our tenths column. And then we've got nothing on our ones, so we end up with 0.92 or 0 and 92 hundredths. This time we've extended our columns, okay, into thousandths now. Sometimes when we use decimal places, we look at numbers to 3 decimal places. So here we have 0.163 or 0 and 163 thousandths. Add 0.45, both of which are represented below. Okay, it's really important here that you make sure you get the correct value in each column here. Top tip here is if you don't have the same amount of decimal places, stick a 0 in at the end to ensure that you've got 3 decimal places. Makes it a lot easier then when you add them up. And here it is written as a number sentence. Okay, so I would like you to have a think now. We've set it up accordingly. Now I want you to have a go at answering this on your own. So pause the video and I'll see you soon. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. So let's add our thousandths up, okay, which gives us 3. Our hundredths, if we add them all up, okay, it gives us 11. So I'll group the 10, exchange my 10 hundredths for a tenth. So I'll carry that one across. And I can add my hundredths, which I now have as a 1. Add my tenths up, which gives me 4 plus 1 I've carried across equals 5. Sorry, 6, I can't count. That would give us 5 plus the 1 I've carried across. My apologies. And then we've got nothing in the ones column, so it gives us 0.613 or 0 and 613 thousandths. I'd like now to have a go at questions 3 and 4 and then return to watch the rest of this video. So pause the video now. Good luck everyone. Welcome back guys and girls. Let's have a look then at some final practice questions to prepare you for your final questions. Tiny is very excited because there's a party. Lucky Tiny. To travel to the party, Tiny walks for a quarter of a kilometre, then catches the bus for a 0.68 kilometre journey. How far is the journey in total? So now we're going to apply our knowledge from the start of the lesson to have a go at adding decimals to solve a word problem. So if we look at this, what I would do, let's get my pen mode. Actually, I'll get my highlighter up. This is highlight, actually, change that to, change my highlight. So he's going to a party. He has to travel to a party. Tiny walks for a quarter of a kilometre. Okay, so I'm going to underline that. So he walks for a quarter of a kilometre. Then catches a bus for a 0.68 kilometre journey. How far is the journey in total? So we know we have to add quarter of a kilometre to 0.68. So what we need to think about is, what is a quarter of a kilometre? So in other words, what is a quarter as a decimal? That's right, well done. It is 0, bear with me because I think this is quite tricky to draw with a mouse, 0.25. So now we have the two values, we've got 0.25 and 0.68. We can now add these together. Okay, I would like you to complete that please in your books, making sure that you line up the decimal place, okay, in line so that your digits are in the correct column. Good luck everyone, and we'll catch up shortly. Right then, welcome back. Let's see how we did. Okay, so going through the process, this is what we did beforehand together. So 1 quarter, if we were to convert it as a, well, in fact, if we get to 100 first, okay, I have 100, we need to multiply it by 25, because there's 25 lots of 4 within 100, so that'll give us 25, okay, which in other words is 0.25, so we're getting it out of 100. Now we can add them together, so hopefully we set it out like this in our books, okay, using column addition. So we add 8 add 3 gives us 13, carrying the 1 across, okay, so that's the 1 hundredth that we've carried, 10 hundredths we've made 1,000, which we've carried across. We can then add our tenths, which gives us 6 add 2 is 8, add the 1 we've carried, gives us 9, so our answer is 0.93, or 0 and 93 hundredths. Well done if you got that right at home. And ensuring that you got your context at the end, km for kilometres as well. Well done if you remembered that. Okay, if you have been successful today, I'd like you to have a go at the challenge. So let me read the challenge out to you. You can pause it and have a go yourself. I'm not going to go through the answer with the challenge. I'd like you to send it in to me so I can check it. So Rosie has some digit cards, 0 to 5. She uses each card once to make a number sentence. What is the largest number she can make? And what is the smallest? Okay, so use your place value number knowledge here. Okay, think about where you would put these digits. Okay, remember these digits, if you put it in the highest value column, it would be worth more. That's all I'm saying. That's your only clue I'm going to give you. Okay, so have a play around. What's the largest answer you get, and what's the smallest answer you get? I look forward to seeing them shortly. Thanks everyone. Good luck with that, and take care. Bye for now.